I have been getting a lot of questions in the blog ever since I started it. So I decided to put together all the questions that I get asked more often and answer them here. One of the biggest questions I get is, what's the easiest, fastest, most effective way to learn English? And I think I'd say three things. Sing. Find your favorite English bands and singers and download their songs, look up the lyrics, sing them over and over again, and be a parrot. Try to sound as close as you can to native speakers. Repeat the words over and over until you get it right. And that's why singing to me is the best option, because you're learning, but at the same time you're having fun. You're singing. People love singing. I love singing. I don't sing very well, but I do like to sing. And what else? Number 3, watch the TV show Friends. Their vocabulary is very colloquial. They have a lot of expression in their acting, so sometimes even if you don't understand the exact words, you can get the context. There's no background noise as usually movies do, so it's easier to catch on the words. Plus, it's a funny TV show. Okay, so this is the trickiest question I get. I'm just gonna address it. The difference between American guys and Brazilian guys. I think Brazilian guys are more intense. Not that it's a bad thing, but Brazilian guys are more intense, as in, if they want something, they'll go for it. There's nothing that's gonna stand in their way. It doesn't matter your situation or your marital status. They'll go for it. And in a way, it's good because you feel very wanted, and they'll pursue you. But on the other side, it's just kind of like, if you do that to me, will it do that to everybody? American guys, on the other hand, they can be seen a little as slow, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I think American guys are just a little bit more, they take their time to win a girl over. There is a few things that American guys do that I think we could all learn with, and it's the whole date culture. Taking girls on dates, inviting them to go out on a date. Everybody, every culture should preach that, because it makes girls feel special. I would say the first one is the airports. That's a vital part of traveling, so you need them. Being in an American airport with Americans and in a Brazilian airport with Brazilians is a little different, because I feel like Americans are willing to try to help you a little bit more with your luggage. You know, they see you struggling with those suitcases, and they're like, poor girl, she has too many clothes she needs to carry around. She doesn't know how to pack for shit. I'm gonna help her out, you know? And it's a good thing. I love it. I think they're more willing to help strangers than Brazilians, just because in Brazil, they might think you want to mug them, or more self-centered. I don't know, but that's definitely a difference that I feel every time I go home. Politeness, I think. Then when I get to Brazil, the Brazilian flight attendants are not very good at English. It's hard to understand what they're saying. Thank God I know Portuguese, but I feel bad for the tourists that don't. It's one thing we should invest in Brazil. It's education, number one thing. That learning English is a very important part of it. Another thing that I notice is, this might be a very popular opinion, is the toilet paper. I go back home and I put the toilet paper, the toilet seat, like I do in the States, because here, I don't know what happens, but it disappears, and you don't need a little garbage can next to the toilet to throw it away. So there is that. It's a little gross, but sure, it's just something that happens. I'm gonna keep clogging people's toilets every time I go back to Brazil. If you guys have any other questions, just message me, message Milkshake Americano, and let me know.